stop. Quincy Wilson is only 18 years old, and he's already doing something that should be impossible. He's running times that put him ahead of established professionals, while still being a high school athlete. But here's where this gets controversial. Some fans are already calling him the future of the 400 meters. Others think the hype is getting completely out of control, because running fast as a teenager is one thing, but running 44.10 seconds and becoming one of the fastest men in the world? That's something else entirely. And the craziest part, he might not have reached his ceiling yet. Here's what really happened. In 2025, Quincy Wilson walked into the Ed Murphy Classic in Memphis and lined up against Olympic champion Steven Gardiner. Think about that matchup. One lane, an Olympic gold medalist. The other, a 17-year-old high school student. When the gun fired, Wilson didn't look intimidated. He exploded out of the blocks. By the first turn, he was already challenging Gardiner. Down the backstretch, he stayed completely relaxed. And then came the final 100 meters. Instead of fading, Wilson accelerated. He pulled away from the Olympic champion and crossed the finish line in an unbelievable 44.10 seconds. A high schooler just ran the fourth fastest time in the entire world that season. Not fourth among teenagers, fourth in the world. That performance wasn't some random breakthrough either. Wilson had been destroying junior records for years. At the 2024 U.S. Olympic trials, he ran 44.66 in the preliminaries, breaking a high school record that had stood for more than 4 decades. Then he broke his own record again in the semifinal, running 44.59. And suddenly, the entire country knew this teenager was different. But then came the moment that changed everything. Paris 2024. Wilson became the youngest male track and field athlete in U.S. history to make an Olympic team. He was only 16. He ran the opening leg of the 4x400 meter relay heats. Team USA eventually won Olympic gold. And because Wilson competed in the heats, he received the gold medal too. At 16 years old, he was an Olympic champion. But here's the controversial part. Wilson didn't run the Olympic final. And instead of being satisfied, that experience became motivation, because he knew he could do more. Then came Memphis, 44.10. Suddenly, the question wasn't whether Quincy Wilson was the best high school 400-meter runner. The question was, how close is he to becoming one of the best 400-meter runners on Earth? And the numbers are getting ridiculous. His 44.10 puts him just 0.23 seconds away from the legendary 43.87 World Under-20 record set by Steve Lewis at the 1988 Olympics. That record has survived for decades. Wilson is now close enough to make people seriously ask, could a high school athlete actually threaten it? And remember, he's only 18. But the story behind the speed is almost as impressive. His family moved from Chesapeake, Virginia to Maryland so he could train at Bully's School under Coach Joe Lee. His parents completely changed their lives around his development, and Wilson's progression has been relentless. At 15, he was already winning national indoor titles. At 16, he became an Olympian. At 17, he ran 44.10. And now, he's entering the next stage of his career with the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics already looming on the horizon. That's where this gets really scary for the rest of the 400-meter world, because Wilson won't be 18 forever. He's going to get stronger, he's going to get faster, he's going to gain championship experience, and eventually, he'll be racing these professionals full-time. Imagine what happens when the teenager who already runs 44.10 gets another 3 years of elite training. That is why some people believe the biggest story in the men's 400 meters isn't the current champions, it's the kid coming for them. But there's still one question. Can Quincy Wilson actually break 44 seconds? Only a tiny group of athletes in history have ever done it, and he's already just 0.23 seconds away. So, are we watching the next American 400-meter superstar being created right in front of us? Or has the hype around Quincy Wilson gone too far? One thing is certain. The 400-meter world better start paying attention, because that Olympic gold medal in Paris may have been only the beginning. Comment below. Can Quincy Wilson break 44 seconds before the 2028 Olympics? And subscribe, because the next chapter of this teenager's story could be the most unbelievable one yet.